Welcome in, y'all. We are talking about some locks for this upcoming NFL week. If you want my full picks, that's another video. You can go and check that out. But let's talk about the picks I'm most confident in. You have the Bills hosting the Saints. Bills 15.5-point favorites. And I think a lot of people are a little nervous with the Bills here because they were 12.5-point favorites last week and didn't cover against the Dolphins. Dolphins actually gave them a pretty good game in that one. That one came down to the fourth quarter. But I mean, these two teams, the skill gap is so insanely different. I think Buffalo, without a doubt, covers 15.5. They're just by far the much better team. You saw New Orleans go on the road for the first time last week and just got manhandled by the Seahawks, and the Bills are much better than the Seahawks. Bills have had time to rest up, extra time to prepare. I think the Bills walk in this one. The next one, this is a little sneaky one you might not be thinking of. You have Texans, Titans, two 0-3 teams. Texans are still favored by 7, though. And there's good reason for that. And I think it's one that people are going to see two 0-3 teams and think, the Titans are going to keep this thing close. But I think the Texans defense is really just going to be too much for the Titans and Cam Ward. The Texans game so far, they've really shut down opponents despite not being able to score. I think their offense will do just enough, and I think the defense will set their offense up for success, that they'll be able to cover that 7. I think I have them winning by about 10, and I think that sounds just about right. Like a game that I don't think they necessarily blow them out, but I think they really snuff out whatever the Titans have going, because the Texans know they need this win. So they're going to put their best foot forward against the team at home that they should beat. So there's that one. And then moving on, Lions, Browns. This is one. The Browns are coming off a big win over the Packers. The defense looked great. The defense has looked great all year for Cleveland. Even in their big loss to Baltimore, you look at the stats there, they didn't really give up a bunch. There was a lot of offensive turnovers leading to stuff. However, I think Detroit -9 is the lock. If you go back, and you have an example just 2 weeks ago when they played the Bears and dropped 50 on them. If you go back to last season, when the Lions are at home against bad teams, they dominate. They scored over 43 times against non-playoff teams last year and over 50 twice. They won 4 of their 5 games against non-playoff teams by 13 or more points. So the Lions at home against bad teams tend to just roll. So I think that happens here this Sunday. Then this is my last one on the spread. Broncos, Bengals. I think the Bengals won't be as bad as last week, that's for sure. I think they'll be okay with Browning under there. I think they're going to be fine. They still have a decent team. However, the Broncos 1-2 at home, needing a win in prime time. I think the defense forces more mistakes from the Bengals, and I think they cover that 7.5. I'm not sure we're talking about a blowout here, but like I said, I think the Broncos take care of business. They need this one. You're playing against a backup quarterback at home. You're already 1-2. You have to have it, and I think they put one of their best foot forward in this game, and they get the job done there at home. But now moving on to some that aren't against the spread, these picks, but they are straight up. You have the Patriots and Panthers, and this is one, in my picks video, I picked the Panthers to cover 5.5, but the more I think about it, the more concerned I get, because that is a very big number for two 1-2 teams. The Patriots, a lot of mistakes last week, and I think I said it in my pick video, though, I think the Patriots win this game no matter what. Whether it's big, whether it's small, I don't see many scenarios they lose this game, which is weird when you have two teams that aren't super great, that you do feel that way. But I just feel pretty good about the Patriots here. The numbers look good as far as where the line is. The Panthers, you look at the deep analytics, despite their 30-0 win last week, it's still it still doesn't look great for them. So, we'll see if the Panthers can replicate a performance like that, but on the road it's going to be tough. I think the Patriots handle business. And then this one here, I think the Rams are going to get the win at home against the Colts. Only 3.5-point favorites against Indianapolis, but it's just... I don't know that I believe in the Colts to go on the road and beat a team this good yet. The Colts could continue to surprise. They've surprised already so far, 3-0. You love to see it, but I need to see a bit more, I guess. And it's games like this. If the Colts can win this game, then all of a sudden we can talk about them being at the very top. But this is one of those big hurdles they got to pass. And I just think the Rams, coming off that brutal loss last week, will rebound and get a win at home. So let me know what y'all think. Do y'all disagree with any of these? And are there any that I don't have that you think are absolutely guaranteed? Unless it's your team, when it's your own team, of course you'll think that. But we will see how it pans out, and we're hoping for another good weekend of football.